The Tarwin Street Pop-Up Park in Morwell is one of 5 pop-up spaces across Victoria funded by Vic Health. The project will deliver a short-term, low-cost, rapid makeover, converting part of Tarwin Street into a vibrant place that inspires people to meet up, listen to music, enjoy the activities and have fun. Live at Spectrum headed out to Morwell on Saturday, April 16 to see why it's become so popular.
Go crazy, guys, go crazy, go crazy. Hit me!
Today we've heard Nicky Bomba playing with, inviting some local musicians up on stage with him. It's been a program that Vic Health have worked with 5 different outer metro and regional councils over the last sort of 3 months, and for the last month we've been here. We've got one more gig here next Saturday with a hip hop group. And it's basically a participatory arts event. There are a whole bunch of councils applied to Vic Health to be a part of the program, and Morwell was one of the ones that were lucky enough to kind of come on board. In general, I think it's to kind of encourage participation in physical activity through the arts, and for mental sort of health and well-being as well. Music's very good and it has a great capacity to kind of be quite uplifting. So, yeah.
I saw a little thing in the Express last week, yeah. And I couldn't get to the one last week, but I was able to come this week, so it's great.
And there's not a lot happening in Morwell, so I think it's helping get it back on the map a bit. So,
how do you think the vibe is this morning?
Well, it seems pretty good, and the little ones were up dancing. If they can get more up dancing and that. Last week, a lot of the kids did. They had drums, and the kids were all drumming and having a ball. So, and I think it's good because it gets all the families together.
So a lot of work goes into setting something like this up. To have it here every week, semi-permanent, I think it's a really good thing for more. Yeah, fantastic.
It turned out, I read on the newsletter about what was happening. There's obviously 3 weeks of really good music, good fun. Last week they had another good band, sort of jazz type band, that was really good to play with. So I came along at that time thinking that it was an open gig, and they invited me to play, so I had that last week. And then when I saw Nicky was playing, as it turns out my brother's played with him in bands in the past, over the years, and so as soon as I arrived, got a horn in the car, so we're away. So it was good fun.
Pretty good, ladies and gentlemen.
As a musician, it's kind of my role to, in my life role really, is to make people connect and feel a sense of community with music, right? So when a community event happens and they say, we want you just to give people the idea that music is all inclusive, it's a perfect kind of match for what I do. And I love having sort of kids around, and because that's where the music's kind of going to keep developing, So really any opportunity to connect that way and not do a gig where you're just doing your stuff. You can actually have fun and stop songs and be a bit looser with the whole thing. So it's a lot of fun, and I think it's an important part of any community is to have music as part of it.
Has there always been something you've done, like you break down the barriers between the stage and the punters instead of like you guys are watching me perform?
Totally. I mean, that's what we do with my normal bands anyway. But to do that on an even more kind of intimate level is fun. And you see the reaction. Everyone's kind of feels like they're the part of something. It's a unified event, and that's really the goal of music in the first place. So that's something right. I've played a lot in Morwell and Moe and Traralgon and Tarwin Lower and We played at the Summer of Soul in Leongatha, and got friends in Fingal and Rye, Arthur Seat, you know, or so, you know, been just over the years, that's all, you know. Yeah.
Just wondering what the now this is a difficult question to answer. I know. What are the country punters like to?
I mean, generally everyone's kind of the same. I mean, there's probably a lot quicker to smile, a lot quicker to kind of like, you know, maybe not as pretentious, you know, but it's more so that there's a lot of choice in the city, so they can kind of be more discerning. Whereas in the country, you know, a lot of it's music every weekend is not necessarily a you know. So I think they're more appreciative, you know, stuff coming down.
We really appreciate you playing today, mate. And if you're running out of power, just run a lead down.
I
the
can
power
see that.
station.
Yeah. I saw that before.